Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In this video today I'm going to be showing you how I made some alcohol inks using these markers. I'm not going to say the Sharpies because they're not the really cheap ones that I got from a shop near to me. If I can get anything cheaper and it's going to be as good, then I'll get the cheaper version. So that's why I made these alcohol inks myself. I've seen on some stores they were selling them for about £3.50 a bottle, and I wanted at least 4 of them. So I thought, well, I've already got loads of markers at home. I've got alcohol, I've got nail polish remover. So I'm just going to try and see if I can do this. And I've also I was going to say stolen, but not stolen because he's finished with them. These are my husband's vape bottles from his e-cig. And I said, no, don't throw those away, because he was about to put them in the recycling. And I was saying, no, I'm going to wash them out. I'll use them. And I'll put the alcohol inks in them because they've got a really, really thin spout. They're a really small bottle. And I thought, well, I can just test and put a little amount in each one. So that's what I did. So I'm only making 4 today. If it does go well, if I can do it, then I'll make some more colours, because as you could see, I've got a lot of different markers, a lot of different colours to choose from. So let's get on with the video. So first what I needed to do was choose which colours I was going to use, and I definitely wanted a pink, like a neon pink. So I've just tested all the colours, all the pens, because I've got 2 different brands of pens. They are both the cheap ones, but the outside of the pens, like the plastic bit of it, that on some of the pens has got different colours, but when I've actually coloured with them on paper, they are the same colour. Like the ink itself is the same colour. So some of these inks I'm just going to put one sort of inside of the pen and mix it with the alcohol, and some others I'm going to put 2 just to see what different colours I can get and how strong I can get the colour. So I definitely wanted a pink, like a neon pink. I think I want a blue, a purple, and I'm not sure what else. I'll just go through all the other pens and just see which my favourite ones are. So I ended up choosing some pinks, because I'm going to put 2, sort of the part that the ink is in out of the pen, I'm going to put 2 of those in a pink one. I'm going to have 2 of those in a darker blue, and then I'm just going to use 1 for a purple and 1 for a lighter sort of neon blue. So there are my 4. And when I do some ones in the future, I'll probably pick a yellow and a green and things like that. But I do really like my pinks and purples, so that's what I'm going to do first. So when I'm happy with the colours that I've chosen of the pens, I'm going to then take them apart so that I can get the middles out, because this is where the ink is. If you take the tip out of the pen as well, obviously there's ink that's in there soaked into that part, so it's good to use that as well. So I just use my scissors to take that off. To take the pens apart, I use my husband's pliers, and I've not shown that in the video because I'm not very good at using stuff like that, so it took me a while, and yeah, so I just cut all that out. You don't need to see that, you just need to see this middle bit, because this is the important bit. So I had what I thought was a really good idea. I don't use alcohol that much, so I didn't have a lot. So when I use polygel and things like that you're supposed to use alcohol with, I use acetone-free nail polish remover because it has got a lot of alcohol in it. So I thought, well, I'm going to try that because I've got lots of that and it's a lot cheaper than the alcohol. I can get a bottle for about 50p, and the big pack of pens that I got was about £1. So I thought, yeah, I'm doing all right with this. I'm going to save a lot of money here. So I tried to do that. So I've put some of the nail polish remover into a little pot. Again, these little pots that I got are just recycled ones. They're actually the little pots that you get the stock pots in, you know, like when you're doing soup and gravy and things like that. That's what they're from. I never get rid of them because the kids use them for putting paint in and stuff like that. So I've just used a few of them. So when I'm ready and I've got the nail polish remover in the pot, I'm just cutting down the inside of that. I don't know what it's called, the bit that's in the middle of the pen, because it's got quite a hard plastic layer on it, and if you don't cut it, it's not going to get, all the ink isn't going to come out into the alcohol, so, or the nail polish remover in my case, so that's why I'm cutting it. And then I'm just cutting it up into smaller bits so that it goes in. I should have used some gloves because I get it absolutely everywhere. It's all over my fingers. I've made a huge mess. So yeah, I should have done that first. But anyway, I'm just giving it a stir, make sure that it starts off all right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it overnight, because I think I did this sort of late afternoon. So I was going to leave it overnight, and then in the morning have a look, see how it was doing, and then sort of transfer it into the little bottles that I had. So I'm just going to do the same thing with all of the other pens. So the pink and the dark blue have actually 2 pens in them, whereas the purple and the neon blue just have 1. So they should be sort of a lighter tone when they're done than the other ones. So I'm just going to carry on with this. I did in the end get a glove because I was making so much mess, and I thought I'm going to ruin my nails because I'm going to get blue all over them and it's going to ruin them. And I did a bit, but I did manage to just wipe it off with the nail polish remover, so that was okay. But yeah, I'll just pop some music on now, because I'm just doing the same thing for all the others, and then I'll come back to you when I've done that. Okay, so like I said, I left those overnight to soak all that lovely ink into the nail polish remover. And then I came back in the morning to check and then put them all in the little bottles. And this is what I found. So the nail polish remover did smell quite a lot, which should have told me that it was evaporating, but I didn't really think about it too much. So I came down in the morning and they are completely dry. There's nothing left, no liquid left at all. So I did have a big bottle of alcohol, 99% alcohol. So I got that out, and I just, I'd already got them all cut up and everything. So I just thought I'll just add some more alcohol into those pots, you know, and then the ink comes out into the alcohol, and then you're just left with the alcohol liquid. So that was obviously because I used a nail polish remover. I mean, it must be because I've watched some other people's videos and they left theirs overnight. And they didn't seem to have the evaporation trouble that I did. So maybe it's that, or maybe I did just leave it too long. Maybe it's the temperature in the house. I don't know. So after a few hours, I think it was about 4 or 5 hours, this is what I'm left with. They've all still got plenty of liquid in there. So I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to get the little vape bottles now and my little pipette, and I'm going to put the alcohol into these little bottles, and I'm going to try not to spill it everywhere. I'm hoping that when the liquid goes into the bottle, you'll be able to see what colour it is, because these bottles are clear, so you should be able to. And I'm hoping that the tiny little spout as well doesn't like let it flow out everywhere. I'm hoping that it, you know, you have to squeeze it to get it out. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some paper and just put some drops onto some paper, and then you can see what colour they are. I'm not going to do any nail designs in this video. This is just making the inks, so you'll have to tune into part 2 to see that, which I will be doing soon. But for now, I'm just going to start filling the bottles up. I'm only going to show you one because it's going to be exactly the same process for all of them, but I am going to show you every colour that I've done on some paper. So it worked out quite well. These little tubs that I used, they seem to have exactly the right amount for these bottles, so that worked out really well. And these bottles are really good. It just, I mean, you can go and buy them. There's nothing wrong with buying them, and I think they're probably a lot better quality when you buy them, but I just wanted to try this just to see if I could do it. Okay, so I'm just going to show you on some paper now. So this first one is the purple one, and I really like the colour of that. It's not really dark. So obviously when you buy them from a store or a shop, I think you're going to get more pigment than this. It's going to be more, you know, darker, more pigmented. But you know, you just need to put a few more layers on, I think, if you're using the homemade ones. I don't see anything wrong with that. So I've done the dark blue one there, and then underneath this is the lighter neon blue. Now that darker blue, that had 2 pens in the alcohol, so that is more pigmented than the neon one, but I did want a different range. So the first one, it does look a bit orangey, but that's the pink one. Then there's the purple, then the dark blue, then the neon blue. And I'm really happy with how these turned out. I mean, I've not really played with them much yet on actual nails, but I will be doing that in part 2. So stay tuned, make sure you watch that video. Here are all the colours on the paper. I'm really impressed with the pink. I didn't think I'd get that much colour out of it. Obviously it is going to look darker when you put it over a white nail, which is what I'm going to do when I play with them. So yeah, like I said, if you want to see any designs that I do with these alcohol inks, then stay tuned for the next video. It will be part 2. And as usual, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.